Welcome into the Bullpen here on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Joe George, Brian McDonald, Sean Mabes broadcasting live inside ESPN Bet at LaBerge in Lake Charles. The college football action is underway. All the big games on. UFC fight going on as well. Bloody UFC fight going on right
real
now.
Bloody.
We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk college football, NFL. We'll talk about Steve Sarkisian going to the Titans. Not really, but potentially going to the Titans.
Depending on what happens today, he's more than welcome.
Yeah, so we got a lot to go through today. We'll be here with you guys till 2 o'clock today. We'll be back tomorrow as well for a special edition, Sunday edition of the Bullpen Show from 10 to noon. Matt Holland, one of the sportsbook managers, will join us here at 12:30. We'll get his take on what's going on in the betting world. Obviously, it's been an interesting week, and as ironic it is that we're inside a sportsbook, we're going to talk about it now as well. Obviously, it's been a crazy week. I went and I decided I was going to read the indictments.
Okay.
You read the whole thing?
I read not the poker one, but I read the other one.
Okay.
And what I thought was the most interesting about it is that Chauncey Billups is not being charged and not named directly in the one that Terry Rozier is with.
Well, when they list it as a player who lives in, or a former player who lives in Oregon, who played between the exact years that Chauncey Billups played, we know it's Chauncey Billups.
For sure. So, but there's him, and there's also an Orlando Magic player that's referenced in the same one, that the player is not known, but there's basically, they're trying to separate a difference between Terry Rozier and what Jonte Porter was doing was they were aware that they were out, and they knew that they were going to, or that they were going to play the unders, and they were telling people information that they knew those people were then betting on the games.
Yeah.
The way the Chauncey Billups one is referenced is basically they're almost saying he didn't know that the information he was giving to his friend was then going to be used for gambling, even though that guy is being charged with him in the poker lawsuit.
Yeah, I don't.
So it's his poker buddy he was just telling things to.
I've heard this theory that it's possible Chauncey obviously could have been telling these people what was going on with the players not playing or playing for the express purpose of betting, but it could also be just that he was loose-lipped and someone who happened to hear this then decided to act upon it. But when you factor in all of it together, when it's the same person that's involved in an illegal poker ring with the mob, it's hard for me to say, well, the other thing was on the up and up.
Yeah, who hasn't been caught up in an illegal poker ring with the
I'll
mob?
go ahead. I'll raise my hand.
Who doesn't have a pair of X-ray glasses to
Can I tell
read the
you,
cards?
I'm very jealous I didn't know those actually existed.
Yeah.
I remember getting magazines in the 90s that promised you X-ray glasses, and they were all bogus.
Yeah.
But when I was playing poker every week back in my 20s, if I could have had X-ray glasses, 100% would have.
Brian Moneymaker would have been.
100%.
Brian McDonald's scumbag.
Except for the fossil glasses, it's X-ray glasses. Yeah.
But now that we're a couple days removed, what are your guys' thoughts as this is all kind of shaking out and everything, Sean?
I mean, it's a situation where we all kind of raise our eyebrows on the Chauncey Billups part of it, where it's he was just telling his friend something, and then that guy ended up using that information. There is a line of there's a lot of information, especially with guys' injuries or in an NBA season where it's not an acute injury, but it's hey, we're going to give this guy the night off, and you can do the Damon Jones version of it, of knowing when LeBron's out, texting your friend, hey, make sure to bet a lot of money because LeBron's going to be enough to give me some money for telling you.
Yes. He asked for a finder's fee.
Yes, exactly. And there's a difference between that and just the most innocent version of what Chauncey Billups could have been doing. And it's just something that's so hard to parse. But, in a lot of ways, it's kind of interesting that the legalization and, proliferation of betting, actually does kind of help stop this.
Yes.
Because there
100%.
are safeguards there where, if you're just dealing with mob bookies, there's not, record keeping there that they'll hand over. And it's we know at this time that this person went on his FanDuel account. He got a text from Terry Rozier 15 minutes earlier and took a bunch of Terry Rozier unders. That can only happen when you have these billion-dollar industries.
Checks and balances.
Yeah.
I think my two biggest takeaways coming out of this, and first one being what you just hit on. I've seen so many takes about, you have to get rid of player props. You have to get rid of this. You have to get rid of that. We can't have the legalized gambling anymore. If you get rid of the legalized version of gambling, it feels like these people think gambling will stop. No, it's been going on since the sports were first came into being, like these professional leagues. People, including the mob, have been betting on it for a century at this point. The only thing that happens,
the Coliseum.
The only thing that happens is we don't find out about Jameson Williams. We don't find out about Calvin Ridley. We don't find out about Terry Rozier because it's all underground. Because the only people catching these athletes gambling are the places they're betting with.
Yeah, and that's why Mike Florio's been fear mongering like crazy.
That's what he always does,
which is not surprising. Yeah, I know I think he's on Jeremy's. If Jeremy was here to do his Mount Rushmore +1 of people he hates in sports,
yes,
he's on that list.
He made the list.
Yeah,
he's
one of two, I think, confirmed members of that list.
Yeah, for Jeremy. Yeah,
him and Carl Ravitch.
I think for me, it's my biggest thought that now that we're a couple days removed is there's two paths that I think they need to go down. The one is I think we need to limit player props, the amount of money you can wager.
I agree with that.
Just in general, limit it.
Especially if it's a player on the level of Terry Rozier.
I also don't think that if they went out and said we're going to remove player props from mobile betting, I would be opposed to that. Say you have to come here to ESPN Bet to place a player prop. So that way it's more face-to-face, you're seeing
you get people on camera.
Yes, there's more we know what's going on. We can see what's happening.
And there's a level of there's a barrier to how easy it is to do it. Where it's if you actually have to get in your car and drive someplace to do it and not just be able to reach in your pocket. Again, get a text from Terry Rozier and then swipe your thumb over to go to an app and then put a bet in.
Yeah, I think having to go somewhere to it, I think would be the right decision for if you were going to eliminate player props in some capacity. I think taking them off the mobile betting platforms would make sense, and then move them into you have to do it only in person. Now it's interesting. We talked on the other day when it happened, Brian. I mentioned getting rid of college player props.
Yeah, I understand that, but to me, if we're going through the stint of you have to be in a book, I'm fine with it.
So it's interesting.
I wouldn't go that far.
I forgot this.
Okay.
There's no college player props in the state we're in right now. They already.
I can place that on. I'm sorry, Sean. I could place that on Underdog.
Yeah.
when we're back home in Texas.
But hauled off in handcuffs.
But in Louisiana, you can't do college player props at all. They don't exist.
Really?
In Illinois, you can't bet on the college teams of the state.
Yeah,
so you can't
bet on Northwestern football.
You shouldn't to begin with.
You shouldn't.
I don't think you can bet against them either.
Yeah.
It should if you try to bet on Northwestern, it should have an error message.
Yes.
Make sure that you're sure you want to bet on Northwestern.
Pat Fitzgerald left 3 years ago.
Now the other one. Now this was
Fitzgerald ain't walking through that door, pal. You sure about this?
Matt's going to join us, not Russ, the other sportsbook manager. What he brought up, I thought was interesting, is maybe to prevent the specific thing with Terry Rozier and Jonte Porter happening. How would you guys feel if they eliminated the unders on player props?
Because then the player couldn't tank himself.
Yeah.
So it's an over or nothing.
Then he could just be selfish.
Yeah,
I know. But that's almost more realistic. Of we see guys take bad shots all the time.
Yeah.
And at least you're trying to score in that capacity.
You could become Cam Whitmore.
Yeah,
just jack up a shot.
You're trying to get rebounds. You're trying to get assists. So it's overs or nothing. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, no, it's the whole.
It's interesting.
It's the whole when I would defend the Houston Astros against my friends that aren't Astros fans, and they would call it worse than the Black Sox scandal. I'm like, no, the Black Sox were throwing games, trying to lose. They were cheating to lose.
Right.
Cheating to win is actually, in a weird way, morally
far more honorable.
Yes,
far more honorable.
And it would be that same thing of if a guy's out there taking a shot every time he gets the ball, it's that is at least slightly more honorable than the. What's it called? Terry Rozier being hey,
some of those videos with Terry.
Well, also hey,
so bad.
In the first half, I'm going to ask out of this game, and all my unders are going to hit.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good. I hadn't thought of that measure, but that is kind of. I'm not usually in support of half measures, full measure or nothing, but I think that's actually a pretty good half measure there to get rid of the unders, because then what you see with Terry Rozier completely goes away.
Exactly.
Now, you still may have some selfish ball chucking, but the coach could at that point just take him out.
Yeah.
There's a little more.
And there's a lot of people that do selfish ball chucking completely on the up and up.
Yes, Kobe made a Hall of Fame career of it.
You can go to the YMCA and have a guy doing selfish ball chucking. That just happens.
Yeah. I got a buddy like that.
The other one, like, and obviously that brings back into like they could do it off the books unders, but like I'm like, if like you're like okay, like they're gonna use the mob to bet unders, like whatever.
R.I.P. to you.
Yeah. Try to screw over the mob.
Good luck. Well, that's what I think. Like ultimately, like this is gonna come down to like just like kind of my prediction into this. Like I do
That the
think
Mafia's back.
that. Well, yeah.
Who's back of the week?
Definitely who's back of the week. Is that the Chauncey Billups part of the gambling scandal here? Like, even though he's not directly being charged yet, I think it all is going to circle back to owing money in poker games and then going down into the player props. And it wouldn't shock me if that's how Terry Rozier is connected to this and Jonte Porter. We already have Pablo Torre has already reported that one of these high-stake losers at these rigged games was Kevin Garnett.
Wow.
So, like, they're stealing money from KG.
Wow.
Like,
of Hidden Gems fame, yeah.
yes, which like kind of is
Uncut
ironic.
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems, sorry.
I actually think like the timeline like matches up when the movie came out.
Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah. No, it turns out he
funny.
wasn't acting. It turns out that great performance was him just working through something in front of Adam Sandler.
I think I ran this theory by you, Joe, when it came out the other day, but I kind of think to take the opposite of how Chauncey Billups got into this situation, because part of what you read, and Brian Windhorst was talking about this with Rich Eisen the other day, that apparently there were times when Chauncey would give out, this guy's available, this guy's not, or whatever, and then he'd be wrong. So the way I kind of took it, if he's basically giving out losers to people with inaccurate information, these high-level people maybe have mafia ties, and now to pay back his debt, he's got to be the ringer to bring in all these high rollers into the poker game.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's just the whole thing is
it's all a guess, but that kind of seems logical to me.
100%. And like this does feel like the tip. Like we're not done yet. Like
No,
this feels like this is going to be much bigger.
Yeah.
We could talk about it more on the other side, but that's kind of my biggest takeaway now. Like, because whenever we see this in obviously in baseball with the sign stealing, we've seen this in other sports with other things. Like, whatever we actually find out about, I always feel like it's 10% of what is actually happening. So it just puts into question going back to Tim Donaghy, where the NBA tried to paint that as one rogue ref and one rogue ref alone. It's kind of hard to believe, given what we know now.
Yeah, it's a different thing that Brian Windhorst said when he was on with Rich Eisen. What a great show, great producer.
Noon to 3.
And it's that the NBA basically tried to sweep this under the rug with the Terry Rozier thing. They cleared him, and
that's so wild. He got cleared.
And going back to the Astros, like when these like giant scandals happen that could chip away at the integrity of the sport in the like grandest sense, they're going to try to sweep it under the rug. Like that's
make it like a one-time thing.
Yeah, NFL's going to try to hide concussions. Like that's what they're going to do.
Yep.
Like that is just what. So yeah, I'd be shocked if it's only Terry Rozier and Jonte Porter and Chauncey Billups are the only examples that we have of this in 18 months. I'd be surprised if there's not another player that we add to that list.
I think the big fall off from this ultimately, like the biggest change, is just like the NBA is going to have to get way more strict in the way they do everything. That when you go to a shoot around and you know that a player is not practicing, that's the information that's then being leaked out about LeBron James not playing tonight.
Well, it's got to be leaked out immediately.
Exactly.
That was one of the things that Windhorst pointed out. Like these walk-arounds would happen at, let's just say, 1 or 2 in the afternoon, but the information wouldn't become public until
like 5.
Yeah, until hours later. And in the meantime, the Sharks are able to do what they did.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be the biggest change. And then because of the tanking aspect of this, I also think we're going to see a change in the lottery.
Like,
okay.
Oh,
so a team with low odds could finally win the lottery?
Yeah.
Unlike the Mavericks?
What is it, like 8 in a row or 9 in a row where the lowest team
honestly,
hasn't won?
I think it's going to be more – I think it's going to be the opposite way. I think, to prevent tanking and, to avoid this, I think we're going to see straight odds, straight up. Like, everyone who misses the playoffs gets the same amount of lottery.
Bring back envelopes?
A flat tax?
Yeah, flat tax.
Bring it back. That's how the Knicks won the
Ewing.
The Ewing one.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with the NBA too. Like, it's hard to look at the NBA in this and take them seriously when it's it just confirms everything we think. That Luka gets traded to the Lakers and then Cooper Flagg is going to the Mavericks.
It's the lasting damage of this. It just calls everything into question.
Yes, Tim Donaghy, Derrick Rose, Patrick Ewing, like David Robinson, like all those lotteries that we think were rigged. LeBron going to the Cavs. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, the league that we already thought was rigged is having a betting issue. Shocker.
Yeah.
Like, it's just more, it's damning for the NBA what has happened, like, in this sport. And, I mean, it's happening in baseball, too. Like, Matt told me and Russ told me that when the Emmanuel Clase thing happened, because you could bet on real-time first pitch ball or strike,
yes.
ESPN Bet got rid of it. The first time it happened, they said
they caught on.
They like as soon as it came out, they got rid of it. And like, we're no longer doing this. Mm-hmm. They're like, because like,
and that I heard that too, where it's like, well, why don't you just do first pitch strike? Like, you don't why give it ball as an option?
All right, we'll take a break here. When we get back, we'll talk some Texans. They play tomorrow. Mac Jones is playing.
All right.
And
cool.
And somehow the Texans are favored.
He could be on the other side. The Texans not scoring anything.
Yep. All right, we'll get into that next year. Broadcasting live from inside ESPN Bet LaBerge and Lake Charles. It is the Bullpen with Joe, Sean, and Brian.
All right.
You're listening to The Bullpen
on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Broadcasting live from the mobile Huntington Bank Studios located at LaBerge Casino Resort Lake Charles. Here's Joe George, Brian McDonald, and Sean Mapes.
As the big voice guy said, Joe, Brian, Sean here with you till 2 o'clock on the Bullpen on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5, broadcasting live inside ESPN Bet at LaBerge in Lake Charles. We'll be here tomorrow watching the Texans take on the Niners. Texans favored by 2.5 points.
Let's go.
How?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, we did just finish a segment talking about the betting scandal. What does Vegas know here that I don't know?
I don't know.
Why are the Texans favored?
Who did Kyle Shanahan just call to get this?
Because it feels like it just feels
what
like
are the inactives that we don't know about?
Yeah.
Because
doesn't that mean Nico's got to be playing?
No, he's out. They already ruled him out.
How is it? Okay, sorry. I don't
please.
understand how the Texans could be a 2.5-point favorite without Nico Collins. And Christian Kirk's out too, right?
Christian Kirk's out too.
How?
Braxton Berrios is active.
So
God.
what do you guys think the wide receiver room is going to look like tomorrow?
Braxton Berrios.
It doesn't matter.
Is it going to be?
It doesn't matter.
Are
Joe.
they going to play
the ball's not going to get to
it? It doesn't matter.
Are they going to play the rookies tomorrow, or is this going to be
they'll have to.
Or
what other option do they have?
Well, last week they didn't play Noel that much, and he was the best receiver on the team last week.
Yeah, I think Noel in particular gets more playing time because in the little playing time he did get, he actually made plays. Whereas I don't know how you guys feel about Higgins so far. Like I'm kind of
disappointment.
I might even go further than that. Like, it feels like Higgins is completely invisible to the Texans and C.J. Stroud and D'Amico and whoever.
Honestly, my biggest concern with him is the touchdown throw that should have been last week. The corner throw to the end zone. Where
and he didn't run to the corner?
Dude, just run. Like, go get the ball. Like,
And that might be why he's not getting playing time.
Yeah, like, go get it, dude. Like, but, like, I just, like, cannot imagine a world in which, like, Nick Caley wants to keep his job, and the game plan tomorrow is to run Xavier Hutchinson and Braxton Berrios a majority of the snaps.
I've got bad news for you.
I know. That's what they're going to do.
I would bet, well, hey, we're at a sports
Yeah.
league. I'll
Ask Matt.
Ask Matt next segment if they have odds on on snap counts for Texans wide receivers, because I would bet 1 and 2 are Hutch and Berrios.
Yeah.
I would bet on that.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
Not that Higgins and Noel won't be out there, but I think they'll be third and fourth.
And Sean, you've already bet on the Niners?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
did.
I wanted
Yeah,
to
so
lock
did
that
I.
in last night before.
I bet on what'd you bet them on?
2, I want to say.
I got 49ers. I think 2.5 plus the under were my bets.
Yeah, it's still at this moment.
In the over.
Oh,
think
no, I didn't.
Dude.
Niners money line.
I need to go.
106.
Oh, that's right.
I'm going to have to bet on it maybe during the next break. It moved to 1.5 on ESPN bet.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
that's why I had to get it
Yeah.
in last night. Because,
Yeah.
I mean,
It was
it was
2.5.
only going to get worse for me.
Yeah, it
Like-
was 2.5 when I got here, like at 10:30. But
Yeah. Like, we might just have to double down. Like, if this moves to, like, a straight-up bet at some point, like, just give me the, like, I guess just go Niners money line. It's plus 105 right now. I don't know what Vegas is seeing. Like, I know, like, they can't get a ton of pressure, the Niners.
Yeah, the Niners are very injured. They don't have Nick Bosa. They don't have Fred Warner. They are obviously out Purdy. Like, they are an injured group. They are a very injured group. The Texans are also pretty injured.
Yes,
At least with
I
their
don't know how
only
the Texans score.
good offensive players. Yeah, so I there just might be some, like, I don't know, maybe we're too close to it, and we just watched them play the Seahawks and look absolutely dreadful out there.
I don't think you're being unfair, Sean, because, I mean, not to get too into the weeds, but if you basically treat the games against the Titans and the Ravens like they should be treated, like I think Dale called it an FCS game on their schedule. If you treat it like an FCS game on their schedule, they've scored like 2 legit touchdowns all season.
Yeah.
Because
Or-
like Nico Collins against the Jags was a complete busted coverage, and then the second touchdown against the Bucks, the Nick Chubb run, where the Tampa Bay let them score. We're talking about like the throw to Nico in the Tampa Bay game, and the throw at the basically near the end of regulation against Seattle on the which running back was it?
To Woody Marks.
To Woody Marks. Like 2 legit touchdowns the rest of the season. For 4 games? Yeah, 4 losses.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns in 4 games.
Yeah, no, it's something where, like, it would have to be a Niners or worse than, they only had that kind of effort in them for last week to beat Atlanta and really shut down the Atlanta offense. The Atlanta only scored 10 points in that one, and if you want to do transitive property of, like, well, they have
got Bijan
they
and
have
Drake
Bijan
London.
Drake London.
Hell, I have Kyle Pitts I would take on this offense.
Yes.
Yeah, he would be the best receiver on
Yeah,
the
he would.
Texans. I think that it's just hard for me to, like, come up with like if we had
There's
like
one scenario.
if we had like a school assignment, like where it's like, hey, write a creative writing assignment for how the Texans win this game. It would be very hard for me to do that.
There's one scenario, and again it goes to, does Vegas know something? Because we know Brock Purdy's out, right?
Yeah.
He's out. Mac Jones has been very beat up.
Uh-huh.
Now, he still played through it, but if this is a scenario where Vegas knows Mac Jones actually isn't going to play, then it could be basically like the Titans game where the Texans just out-defense them.
Who's the third string?
I mean, it doesn't
Do you
matter.
know?
It probably doesn't matter.
That guy's probably good too.
It probably, I don't know.
Kyle Shanahan.
It's I believe Nebraska legend Adrian Martinez.
Yes, that is a Nebraska legend. Yes.
I think.
Well, there was an Adrian Martinez that played in Nebraska. Maybe there's 2
Yeah.
Adrian
Oh no,
Martinez.
Kansas State.
Kansas State.
Oh, okay.
Taylor Martinez
Taylor
was
Martinez,
the
right,
Nebraska
yes.
quarterback
All right,
from
my bad.
15 years ago.
My bad.
That was a while ago.
He could still be in the league. Aaron Rodgers is still in the league. What are we talking
But I don't
about?
think Taylor Martinez was
Ah,
good.
racist.
So
We
the only
would know that Taylor Martinez is still
the only argument I have, like, where I'm like, okay, this is why the Texans are favored, is because look at the 49ers, like their last handful of games. They beat the Cardinals. The following week they lose to Jacksonville. And then they upset the Rams. Then they lose to the Buccaneers. So, like, are they doing this? Then they beat the Falcons.
You going to every other
Are they
argument?
going every other?
I would say, though,
Like-
every team that you listed, except for, what was the first
The
one?
Cardinals.
All of them are better than the Texans.
Yes.
All
the
of them
Cardinals
are,
Cardinals are worse.
Even the losses, like the loss to the Bucks, as we've seen, quality loss, I'd say, to the Bucks. So to me, like, again, just it's even less about the result of the Seattle game. It is just like the actual watching of them play offense that like gives me no confidence whatsoever against any team that has a pulse.
No, and we'll get into some of the like disaster stuff that's happening with the Texans, where like there's some infighting happening. It appears, but like I don't trust D'Amico to adjust in this game for the first time in his career. That Jalen Petrie is not going to be responsible for guarding Christian McCaffrey in the slot.
Oh God.
Like that alone. Like,
Bet higher on Christian McCaffrey's player prop for receptions.
Yeah, like I don't really care.
Price picks, right?
Locked
Sean?
it in.
Like I don't.
43.5 was his yards on Friday.
I might go look at it on the
Yeah,
in the
that's
break
a
here.
good call.
Like I don't really care who the quarterback is. Give it the ball to Christian McCaffrey in space, and he's going to cook Jalen Petrie for 4 quarters.
Also get the ball out quick, because the one thing the Texans, that they absolutely can hang their hat on is the pass rush. Just get the ball out fast to Christian McCaffrey, make Petrie and the Texans secondary make plays in space.
Will Anderson has one less legit touchdown this season than the Texans offense.
100% sure. 100%.
What was
It's 2 to 1.
If you walked over to the book here
Uh-huh.
and you looked at the live team total over under for the Texans, what's the number you would feel comfortable with to go over for the
13?
No, for the Texans for the rest of the season?
Oh.
13. No.
If it was
Like their total
their
points
total,
for the rest of the
no,
year?
total wins.
Oh, total wins.
Like
6.5?
6.5.
I think they
feel
could get to
comfortable?
set.
Yeah.
I don't feel great, but I think they could get to 7.
I would want the number to be 5.5. To be honest with you,
Probably.
is the only way I would probably go over.
I
at
would
this point.
I would definitely bet over
They
at
have
5.5. 6.5. It's a little close.
They have another Tennessee game. They play the Raiders. They play the Cardinals.
Yep.
Yes.
So there's
And maybe the Colts at the end of the year when they've got everything wrapped up.
Yes.
hopefully the Colts run away with the AFC enough to where they have nothing to play
So
for.
that gets you to 6.
Yeah. So I think 6.5 would be like. I bet you the number's
get a coin
still
flip to go
7.5.
your way.
Yeah.
You can-
Yeah. But like if it's 7.5 right now, if anything, I would guess because they're favored to win this game.
I don't get
Like,
why.
I don't get it. Like I would not. Like I'm probably.
I think
'cause-
Adrian Martinez is starting tomorrow, guys. That's
Like-
the only explanation.
I think Taylor Martinez could play. tomorrow.
Sure.
It'd be all right.
Somebody.
One of the Martinez.
Nebraska, Kansas State, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there an Iowa State quarterback with the last name Martinez? Let's throw him out there too.
Yeah.
Brock Martinez, actually. Yeah.
I just don't
I
understand.
haven't heard of him.
It's. I mean, I'm gonna have to get on it too, so that way we're just like all together.
We're united.
Yeah, we're united. That's why I bet on A&M tonight, because there's so many A&M people here already. Like, I just want to like be part of the good vibes in the room or the bad vibes. Like, I just want to
I've got the LSU side of that. Because
they might kill you.
House divided.
I'm
I might-
LSU country.
I
What are
might
you
kill
talking
you.
about?
Every LSU person I've met
I
here,
Yeah,
know,
look around
I
you.
know.
Brian, every LSU person I've met here wants them to get rolled tonight.
Including our next guest.
Yes, both sportsbook managers here are LSU fans, and they want A&M to win by 30.
Yeah, they want to get rid of Brian Kelly and his family.
I mean, I don't
Well,
blame
maybe
them.
they don't want to get rid of
Yeah,
the
the
family.
family.
That sounded a little harsh.
They had done nothing
They
wrong.
could just go. They could just
Brian
leave
Kelly's
state.
the one that can only build half a football team at a time.
Like the family can stay in Baton Rouge if they want.
Yeah. Well,
But Brian Kelly's got to go.
maybe they'll want to stay Baton Rouge while Brian Kelly goes elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to get divorced, but I don't know. I don't know.
Brian,
I don't know.
What a great
I don't know.
showing from you in this.
I mean, Sark got divorced. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Brian Kelly, next head coach of
Penn State.
Virginia Tech.
Oh, Penn State.
Dude, that would be a hilarious hire.
Maybe he gets Boston College once Bill O'Brien gets fired.
I think Bill O'Brien's safe.
He's like what 1-6.
I know, but they were good last year.
Then they lost Tommy. So
But like Bill O'Brien also might be on the hot seat as well.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the craziest coaching carousel we've ever seen. I think.
well, there's already far more openings than there were a year ago.
Yeah, there's 2 openings last year.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll take a break here. Matt Holland of the Sportsbook here, one of the Sportsbook managers at ESPN Bet here at LaBerge, will join us next year. It is the Bullpen, broadcasting live from inside ESPN Bet in LaBerge in Lake Charles.
All right, but before we
The Bullpen is broadcasting live from the mobile Huntington Bank Studios, located at LaBerge Casino Resort, Lake Charles.
On ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Now back to Joe George, Brian McDonald, and Sean Mapes.
All right. Joe George, Sean Mapes, broadcasting live here from inside ESPN Bet at LaBerge in Lake Charles. Brian's over. He's betting on Christian McCaffrey right now on his over receiving yards.
Inspired.
Matt Holland is here with us.
That was an inspired conversation.
Matt, it's nice to see you, man.
Good seeing you. It's
I
been a
missed
minute.
you. I know. How's everything going?
It's going, man. Football's full effect. Middle of the season, action's been good, traffic's been good. Hoping just to continue down the Super Bowl and college football playoffs. We're having fun.
So before we get into what happened this weekend or this last week and everything, so it's a new look here. I mean, the only thing I'm upset about, I missed my $5 blackjack tables.
Understood.
But it looks great. The VIP sections, you got 2 of them in the back now, plus you have the seats up front.
Yes.
So what's the difference between the two, and how do people reserve them?
So the recliners are going to be by an individual seat-by-seat basis. If it's you and your spouse or whatever else like that, and you want to come and book 2 chairs, that's fine. Depending on the event, we do per-spend minimums. It's not like a flat-out, you're paying this fee. We just ask that you spend a minimum of $50, and if you go over that, then that's fine. The same thing with our fan caves. We have a large and a small. Both of them have multiple TVs that you get your own custom configuration of. You pick what's on them, and you also full-service menu and everything else like that. Depending on the event, depends on the price point that we're going to offer.
Gotcha. And I also, Russ was showing me last night, so they also took down the fence in the back here.
Yes.
So now you've got direct access to the pool and to all the other areas down here. So it's just a wide open space on the patio. Looks really cool.
No, it's foot traffic. It's a whole lot easier to maintain. If you want to go get something from Johnny Sanchez, just walk around the patio. And also during the summertime, we're doing more events. We have live music on the patio. Whole bunch of different things that we now have the opportunity to do because of our remodeling.
That's awesome. I mean, it looks great. Like we're thrilled to be back. Like it looks the same but different at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest difference is obviously behind us. It's a barren wall now because now the betting section's closed off because the restaurant part of it is now everyone's available.
We eventually are going to add some TVs along this view for like another different type of viewing area. More of a just if you're going to be hanging out, lounging, you're not going to sit down and eat. Just kind of like a standing view.
That's cool.
Type of atmosphere.
So, what's your thoughts on everything that transpired this week?
You want to narrow it
Billups,
down? Oh, okay. There's a few things that we could talk
Terry
about.
Rozier.
Man,
I guess the non-poker stuff, but if you have thoughts on that, you're more than welcome to as well.
So the poker story has been floated around for a few years at this point. There's been rumors about amongst the high-stakes poker community about these games that the pros were going into, getting these private invites, and the pros were just getting smashed every single time. And pretty much these games aren't on the up and up. Mm-hmm. And so having a person like Chauncey Billups tied to that, I mean, that's the fish. You're advertising, hey, come play with Chauncey Billups. And the pros are salivating like, cool, I'm going to get his money. He's got deep pockets. So it sucks that he's tied into that. I heard y'all talking about earlier. I'm just curious, like, how bad off it was for him that he was agreeing to participate in this. But I kind of agree with the Charles Barkley sentiment of this isn't a gambling problem. This is a stupid problem.
Yes, 100%.
And the benefits of these regulated sports books, if people want to look on the negatives of sports betting or anything else like that, I get that. But the regulated sports betting markets are the reason things like this get caught. If you're doing these offshore accounts or illegal books or whatever else it might be, this stuff has probably been going on in some capacity for a longer period of time, and is just being covered up a lot better than this shenanigans was. So there is a benefit to having these sports books because we were getting notifications about this probably about 6-7 months ago.
Okay.
And like I said, I just think it's a stupid problem, man. I mean, and hopefully, throw the book at them. Make it a lifetime ban, Pete Rose them or whatever else it might be. But if you're the NBA, you need to get out in front of this and show that, hey, if we're going to lean on betting, we're going to partner with all these gambling companies and everything else like that, we need to make sure that the business is on the up and up and the product is on the up and up. We need to have full transparency, and there has to be harsh punishments for people that try to, skirt the system.
Yeah, I mean, I think taking him out of the Hall of Fame is going to be on the table. Like, I think pretty much everything for Chauncey.
And Adam Silver's going to go scorched earth, and he should.
He kind of has to.
It is. I mean, because it's a lot like their version of the Pete Rose thing. It is. There's a lot of parallels there.
But you also want to take, if you want to take from precedent, look what happened with Donald Sterling. Mm-hmm.
Got his team taken away.
Yeah, exactly. A whole team got taken away from somebody. So I mean, we're in uncharted waters in a sense, but they're not going to take this very lightly.
No, I mean, and to speak, because that's what I talked about when we started the show talking about this, is that, like, this isn't like a gambling thing. If anything, the legalization, the kind of, expansion of it and how the rise in popularity, like, helps catch this thing, because you have FanDuel that can flag a irregularity on Terry Rozier unders and stuff. And going back to Tim Donaghy, like, sports betting wasn't legal, and Tim Donaghy was giving out tips to
Well, you go back to
those
the
people.
Cleveland Guardians players that were tipping off their first pitch, and they were books were offering first pitch props. And I think that's where, as a sports book operator, we should have a bigger responsibility of what we're offering. Do I think that we need to be offering the 11th person on the roster player props over unders and things like that could be exploitable? Do I think first pitch props? Do I think first play call props? I think that's where you get into certain, like, murky waters, because if somebody's leaking out information, then you're just it's
so controllable for someone who's in the hands of somebody. Yeah. It's more controllable, and it's like, in a weird way, it's lower stakes for Emmanuel Clase. That's like, my first pitch will be a ball, and then I get the save, and it's like, no, I don't have to blow the entire game. I just need to blow the first pitch.
Go even further, the Alabama baseball scandal. That
one was crazy.
Yeah, and it's just, you're trying to bet $100,000 on a regular season college baseball game, and
red flags galore.
And you're telling the sportsbook ticket rater, you're telling my staff, not directly, that didn't happen here, but you're telling my staff, oh, if you knew what I knew, you would be making this bet as well. And then you're texting the coach, and you're getting surveillance footage of them seeing you texting the coach. That's
Charles Barkley. Stupid problem.
It's a stupid problem.
Yeah.
So I am curious, like, what's the difference between like Chauncey's also not named directly in the other one, but like it's pretty clear, like, he was letting people know that guys were not going to play, that they were going to tank, and like it's in that part of it. He hasn't been charged in that indictment, but he's named in it. I am curious, because like now we see like Lamar Jackson to me is a really interesting comp with this, because when he played the Texans, we knew on Monday morning the line had dropped that he was out, but this week. Last night, I could have got the Ravens or the Bears at plus 7.5 because he was listed as a full participant in practice. They ruled him out this morning, and the line's now 2.5 for the Ravens. Like, what do you want to see from, like, the leagues in terms of, like, being more honest with, like, injury reports? Like, do you think they're not strict enough with it, or like because that feels like that to me is still murky water, and like what's happening with the NBA, I feel like it's kind of happening with the NFL in a way too.
I don't disagree with you, but I think especially with football, there's a lot. It's just such a more physical sport, and I mean, if I'm in Baltimore shoes, I have some friends in my life that are diehard Baltimore people. I'm like, do you just take this as a gap year? And maybe they're starting to kind of look at the schedule or whatever else like that, and like, let's not put Lamar in harm's way. If he's not 100%, and they realized yesterday he's not at 100%, they're just like, nope, we're done.
Pull it.
Yeah, pull it. We're just not going to give him the opportunity to put himself in harm's way. There's only so much that you can know. And, sometimes people get sick. I mean, you've seen people.
We've seen Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar gets sick.
Yeah, Lamar gets sick. I've seen NBA players. Oh, I've got the flu. I'm going to try and give it a go, and then 5 minutes into the game, it's just not even possible. And you're just like, okay, that's the end of it.
Someone in the USC just got sent to the
knocked
shadow
out.
realm.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you heard that at home.
He is unconscious.
I looked up and I saw, that's not good for him.
It looks like a chalk outline.
Yeah.
All right, now explain to me, like I'm an idiot, why the Texans are favored tomorrow, because we can't figure it out. I mean, like, I don't understand.
I deemed it a creative writing assignment for how they would win this game.
I do not know.
It's crazy.
I just don't. Their defense, and that's the only thing I can think of, is it has to be a defensive metric that I'm just not on the up and up for, because their offensive production it's just been painful.
Yeah.
And I watched that Monday night game, which, by the way, cost me to get home at 1 o'clock in the morning, because we had people that stayed to watch that trauma class or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Whenever you get turnover the ball 4 times, Darnold turns over 4 times, and you still just cannot even come close to it, that's ineptitude on offense.
Yeah.
And I don't think y'all should be favored against many teams in the league right now.
I agree.
I just don't.
Yeah, because I like we said, the way you get there is like, okay, defense just overwhelms Mac Jones, whatever. They did get 4 turnovers last week. They got 4 turnovers last week and looked absolutely abysmal. There's never a second where I thought they were going to win that game.
So the Jurassic Park life finds a way. I feel like Kyle Shanahan finds a way.
Yeah.
It's just like oh, I have cadavers.
Yeah.
Cool.
It-
I can coach them up.
If Niners super banged up, Texans going to be without Nico Collins and Christian
Yeah.
Kirk. It's so two beat up teams. It's like, well, give me the beat up team that's coached by Kyle Shanahan, because if anything, he has experience doing that, and
Yes.
we've seen the results.
The past 3 years, his entire roster has just been
Yeah.
a walking corpse. And I give credit where it's due. Like, if you're the 49ers fans, you got to just be like, man, God, I wish we just had a healthy team.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
could-
Well,
we-
they're the Astros.
Yeah,
They're the
Truly,
Astros of the
yes,
NFL.
Truly, absolutely.
How are we feeling about tonight? You're an
Which
LSU
game?
guy.
Oh, that game.
Yeah, that
it's
game.
it's a popular game, just judging by the jerseys and T-shirts
You
I
noticed?
see here.
You
Yeah,
it's gonna be,
seems
it's
like
gonna be crazy.
when I was checking in, one of the guys at the check-in desk was asked me who I was rooting for, and I was like, "In which game?" He goes, "LSU game." And forgot.
But see, it's a weird dichotomy because like you are in Louisiana, everything else like that. I guarantee you it's probably going to be about 80-20 A&M to LSU fan ratio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
so
what it looks like.
You got to choose your answer carefully. Man, I want A&M to win very badly, and I think I've maybe said those words 3 times in my life, and 2 of those times because I had money on them.
Yeah.
This time it's personal, and I'm over the Brian Kelly experiment.
You want to leave no doubt in the Brian Kelly tenure of it ending this year.
The buyout number is alarming, but the problem is it's one of those weird coaching cycles. Like, I understand if they want to keep him for another year because you have Penn State, Florida, probably Florida State,
Yeah.
maybe Texas, depending on which rumors you're following,
Yeah,
all are going to
we'll
be
see.
available. And then at that point in time, it's like, is LSU probably still one of the top 2, 3 most desirable jobs in that
I think
in
it's
that
still
class?
like if Texas is open, I think it's Texas LSU.
Yeah.
If Texas is not open, to me, LSU's the number one
and
job.
I think LSU, Penn State, probably maybe LSU, Florida, but then it
Yeah.
just becomes the
Iowa
same old
holder.
conversation.
Yeah.
Who do you want? Who is out there?
Yeah.
And who can you get? Because everybody's right now, well, Lane Kiffin's going to Florida. Well, would Lane Kiffin go to LSU? You know, what are the names? Somebody says James Franklin. I mean, I don't know what's out there.
Yeah.
And that makes it difficult. Everybody keeps saying Nick Saban, come back. Like, he's not coming back, guys. No.
Unless the Texas job opens, then I'll personally leave a little bit of
Yeah.
hope out there for that.
I do
I'm
think-
ready to get my heart broken again,
Well,
Coach.
If like Saban were to be like open to coming back, like LSU and Texas would be the 2 jobs
Those would be it.
where I'm
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
could see like he's
There-
not coming back for Florida or Penn State
No.
or Florida State.
No.
Like LSU and Texas, like
Yeah, it's more. I'm sure he's a decent human being. I get tired of the lack of accountability overall.
Yeah.
No, there's no player development. There's no everything is always the player's fault. Well, you as a coach have to take some responsibility.
you coach
for
those
that.
players.
Yeah,
exactly.
When you get up there like you did earlier this season, I think it was after the Florida game, and it's like basically wagging his finger at the fans and at the media, being like, "You guys are too spoiled. You should be happy that we barely won this game where the other team's quarterback threw 5 interceptions.
Maybe we
and
would be
their
happy-
coach is going to be fired in 3 weeks. Like that. Maybe don't wag your finger at your fan base for wanting more.
Maybe you can make those comments when you're a likable human.
Yes.
That too. That
like,
too.
like if Coach O would have said those things. Like,
Coach Les Miles,
Yeah.
for all his
Yeah.
dysfunction, he was a good soundbite. He was a pleasant
Yeah.
personality disposition.
Yeah.
I've just never been on the Brian Kelly train. I just haven't.
I mean, as a Notre Dame fan, I've been there, done that.
You're welcome.
Like been there, done that.
Congratulations, y'all got the better of the 2
Yeah,
coaches.
right?
100%, 100%. Like, okay, so I have one last question
Sure.
for you. Our friend Sean here
Yes.
placed a wager that I've never seen a number this low before, because Wisconsin hasn't scored in 2 weeks. He bet on the under team total 6.5 points.
Yeah. Plus 100
What's the lowest you've ever seen for a team total that you can
for
think
like
of?
a conference game.
A conference game? Like 6.5 points for Wisconsin is so low.
Brother, that might be it.
Like,
That might be it. And the only thing that would be close would be Iowa. It
yeah. Yep, that
has
makes
to
sense.
involve Iowa in some way,
Yeah.
shape, or form.
Maybe they played Ohio State or something.
Yeah, but Luke Fickle. Whoa.
yeah.
Congratulations on your buyout money.
Another
Coming-
job that will be open.
Yeah.
will be open. We can.
Significantly less buyout, though, than Brian
Yeah.
Kelly.
Yeah, so I will be asking you, no matter what the score is, that has to be on one of the TVs
Absolutely.
in here.
For you, 100% that'll
Thank
happen.
you.
Not
Oh,
a big deal.
you got any Heisman stuff you like this year? Because it's a wild race.
It really has been an interesting roller coaster for us as a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our biggest liability on the board was Arch Manning by a long shot.
Doesn't look like it's happening.
No,
Doesn't look
but
like
then
it's happening.
everybody jumped on the Carson Beck train.
Okay.
And since then, I think people are a little bit gun shy.
Yeah.
And it's the kid from Indiana, man.
Yeah, Mendoza.
Mendoza he's putting on another masterclass today. He is not going to play a ranked opponent the rest of the year.
I think that might
Simpson,
hurt him.
Unless Simpson, which
Yeah.
I'm an LSU fan, so it hurts me to say this. That kid's good.
Oh, yeah. Simpson can.
And it terrifies me that he is going to be there for another year or two.
Yeah,
because
even
he's
though, like,
only going to get better.
Yeah, because I heard Todd McShay. I was listening to a podcast. He's got him as his first quarterback on his big board, but he's like, I think he's going to go back. Like
he should.
but he could be the first quarterback taken if he wants to. He could be. Well, you're a Bengals fan, so I was going to say Saints, but you got Joe Flacco saving the day right now.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, you got Joe Flacco.
I tell you what, though, it was nice to be able to actually root for that guy as opposed to root against
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends like, I don't think it's going to fit. The Steelers are going to wax. I was like, he's faced the Steelers like 30 times, 40 times. There's nothing the Steelers are going to throw at him that he hasn't seen before. It's actually kind of a natural fit. Now, the question is, are we going to keep that offense as simple as it is? And this is a 500 game for us. I know it's the Jets, maybe the Justin Fields Jets, which thank you. But
it is the Justin Fields Jets.
It's
Official.
Tyrod's out. It's
Tyrod's
official?
out. They just announced it.
Fantastic. This will be his comeback game. I know it's. But it's one of those things that our schedule kind of lays out in a way to where we can start gaining some momentum, and especially if Baltimore is going to keep sitting Lamar, it's really just trying to keep pace with Aaron Rodgers, which I don't think that team is as good as its record. And we'll find out. Their record, the Pittsburgh's record gets a lot tougher. We do have a stretch where it's Baltimore, Buffalo, Baltimore in a 3-week span, right when Joe Burrow is going to be coming back. If we can maintain 500 till around that point, we'll see what happens. But I'm holding on to some hope, just like you are.
Yeah.
I love what I've seen as far as progress and an actual
I feel
head
good about
coach
the Bears.
participating in your organization. And wide receivers catching the ball. Well, I like Adunze. I like Rome coming out of college.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good combo. Swift has been great for y'all.
It's crazy. He's been good out of nowhere. All right. Here's Matt Holland. He'll be back with us tomorrow morning to go over all the NFL games. We hit the scandal stuff, so tomorrow we'll preview all the NFL games coming up on tomorrow's schedule. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
We'll see you tomorrow. It is the Bullpen live from ESPN Bet here at LaBerge in Lake Charles.
It's the Bullpen.
On ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Now back to Joe George, Brian McDonald, and Sean Mapes, broadcasting live from inside the mobile Huntington Bank Studios, located at LaBerge Casino Resort, Lake Charles.
All right, broadcasting live from ESPN Bet here at LaBerge. We'll do a quick segment here. I see a SEC teams ranked in AP poll, and University of Texas.
SEC. Just means more, Joe.
Yeah.
You'll get it one day.
Independent.
It doesn't have the same, doesn't have the same swag to it.
So Diana Rossini, a couple hours ago, reported that Steve Sarkisian has made it known that he is open to the idea of being interested in like the Tennessee Titans job or NFL head coaching jobs. Now, within the last couple minutes, his agent put out a statement saying it's patently false. He's focused on Texas. That means he's interested.
Thank you, Jimmy Sexton.
That means he's interested to me immediately in the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay, two-parter for my UT friends here.
Okay.
Do you want him gone? A.
Can we wait? Can I wait till I answer that till 6:15?
And would it make sense for him to go to the NFL in any capacity? Brian?
Okay. One, everything Diana Rossini reports, I kind of take with a grain of salt. She was the one that had the kind of the blunder on the Texans locker room things. That was anyway. I don't. Well, maybe stuff is popping up.
Maybe she was
later.
just early.
Maybe she was just early, but it didn't really come to fruition when she teased it initially. So I'm holding a more than 0% chance that this report is just wrong and the agent is right in saying that he's focused on Texas. But I think I usually lean in these situations. It's not that Sark wants to leave, although if the NFL comes calling, he probably would listen. I think it's more that sometimes the coaches and the agents of those coaches just like use this as a way to, I'm interested. Oh, you threw an extra couple mil my way. Now I'm not interested in the NFL anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of that. I think that this is some negotiation in the public, and I would say I'm not sure if I agree with the timing, Jimmy Sexton. I'm not here to tell you how to do your job, but maybe not a disappointing year where you're they had the SEC standings on there. Teams in the SEC in the AP poll, the preseason number 1 Texas Longhorns were last in the SEC teams
number
ranked
22.
in the poll.
Yeah.
So I would say I don't want him gone, but it's not like I'm not like it would be the end of the world if he goes. It's not. Make sure Matt's not here. It's not when Nick Saban left LSU and all of Alabama's success could have just been LSU's success. But to me, it's more of a like you don't want to disrupt things when they're going like super well. And even with this year being disappointing, things are going pretty well. Grand scheme of things. I mean, for the last decade-wise for
sure.
Texas football. And as far as Sark in the NFL, like he has NFL experience, so that's what makes him different than other college coaches that move up to the NFL. Like he was the OC for the Atlanta Falcons. So I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world. It's kind of the only thing, other than him getting fired, 2 years from now, after going 7-5 for 2 straight years. It's the only thing that would actually have him leave the Texas job is going to the NFL.
Yeah.
And to answer the other part of your question, no, I don't want him gone. Because, look, I know things have not gone according to plan. They're the number 1 team in the nation, as Sean said, and they're now 22nd in the nation. And even that feels like a
speculative.
That feels like a bit generous. But I'm not trying to go back and rely on what happened in previous years, but 2 years ago they're in the college football semifinals.
Yeah.
Last year they're in the college football semifinals. In both games, like a couple of plays in each game away from winning it.
Yeah, they had the ball with the chance to tie or win.
I can't basically throw the baby out with the bathwater by getting rid of Sark for one down year when I remember how bad it was before he got here. I remember Tom Herman. I remember Charlie Strong. It's not as simple as, well, you get rid of Sark and you're automatically going to get a coach that can do as good a job or even better. That's not been the case for Texas after Mac Brown and then up until Sark. So, no, I would keep Sark around if he wants to be here.
Yeah, I think to me it's not like the James Franklin situation.
No.
Like James Franklin, it was time.
James Franklin had been there 3 times as many years. James Franklin had been there for over a decade.
Yeah.
Where Steve Sarkisian, I'm not sick of making the playoff every year yet. You know
only-
what? Like
yeah.
it's going to take a little bit more for me to get sick of losing in the semifinals.
The only way I'm moving on from Sark if I'm UT is if I'm having behind-the-scenes conversations with Jimmy Sexton, his agent, about Nick Saban.
Yeah, who also I mean,
like,
Jimmy Sexton kind of represents like
everyone.
every big coach, so you know it
It's
all
like,
kind of
hey,
flows
like,
through him.
Is
but-
Nick Would Nick take the job? And
I
if
don't
the
think
answer-
Nick's coming back to
I don't.
coaching.
I don't think so either. Like it's like that to me is like it's the only way right now I'd move on. Like I think like, would you be the best job available? Yeah, I think so. But like, do you want Lane Kiffin or like what's your plan if you want to move on from Sark? I think it's premature. Like I get it, but like I wouldn't want to do it in that moment either.
Yeah.
All right, when we get back, let's talk more about the Houston Texans. We kind of referenced it there a little bit, but some reporting about some unhappiness. We'll talk about the Derek Stingley Jr. pressing versus D'Amico saying he's not. They were supposed to, but they didn't do it. We'll get into that next here on the Bullpen on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5, broadcasting live from inside ESPN Bet at LaBerge in Lake Charles.
All right, but before we go to break, I can give another reason why Sark's not going to leave for Tennessee, because he'd be moving further away from Burger Chan. Right now, he's about a 3-hour drive to get over to Burger Chan and try one of their delicious burgers or chicken sandwiches or the fried fish sandwich, which I had the other day. Fantastic sandwich. You move to Tennessee, now you got to take a multi-hour flight to get to Burger Chan? No, I'm going to stay within a 3-hour drive to get to Burger Chan because look, you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at the Yelp Awards. 2023 and 2024, Burger Chan was ranked as one of the best restaurants in the nation, one of the best 100 restaurants in the nation. Not just best burger places, not just best places in Houston, but one of the best restaurants in the entire country. That's the type of food Burger Chan's putting out, whether it be their burgers, which are fantastic. It's what I usually go for. Like I said, the fried fish sandwich is great. I also love their breakfast sandwiches. You can get that actually any time of the day. I would recommend the bacon, egg, and cheese on the sweet sourdough with some spicy tots. That hits. And regardless of what you get, make sure you stop by during this football season because they're partnering with us right now to reward Texans fans when the hometown team wins. So if the Texans beat the 49ers this weekend, stop by Burger Chan on Monday, and you'll get a free side with your entree. You can order a burger, chicken sandwich, fried fish sandwich. I've mentioned those. They also have great hot dogs and falafel as well. Order any of those if the Texans win on Monday, and you'll get a free side order. Tots, fries, curly fries, anything you want there. So just stop by Monday after the Texans win. Mention my name, Brian. Mention ESPN 97.5, or just say Go Texans, and you'll get a free side with your entree. There's more time for you to do it as well because they now have lunch service on Mondays, as I mentioned. They also have dinner service Wednesday through Saturday. They used to close at 3, but now Wednesday through Saturday they're open until 9 o'clock. So make sure you stop by on Monday because, of course, the Texans are going to win, and get your free side with that entree. Burger Chan, best burgers in the city. Sark won't leave it. Find them at 5353 West Alabama and see their full menu at burgerchanhtx.com.
Broadcasting live inside ESPN Bet here at LaBerge in Lake Charles. Joe, Sean, and Brian here with you today until 2 o'clock. Tomorrow we'll be back for a Sunday edition of the show. We'll be here from 10 to noon, getting you ready for all the NFL action going on tomorrow, including the Texans game, in which, yes, again, they are favored somehow, at least in the moment, by 2.5 points.
Not on my book.
Yeah.
I bet against them.
Well,
Yes.
I think we're going to swing the line.
Clearly.
A couple high rollers.
Oh, actually, sorry.
The Whales.
1.5 now.
See?
We already
I
swung
did.
it a little bit.
I must have moved it last night.
So when I go bet it, it's going to move down to a half a point.
Yeah, because we're Wales.
So this week, going back to Monday night, disaster versus JSN. Derek Stingley Jr. is falling in for part of the game, but not for all of it. And then after that, we start getting to kind of the chaos of the week that I don't know. Some people are viewing it as a big deal, some people are not. So DeMeco Ryans, when he's meeting with the media, is saying the plan was to press JSN the whole game. They didn't press him at all, basically, throughout the entire game. Derek Stingley Jr. was like, it's hard to press when you're off the ball because of pass interference and everything. And then that gets followed up with DJ Bieniemy being on Paul Gallant's podcast and saying that players are essentially annoyed with DeMeco Ryans by, A, what he's saying about them publicly to the media, but then also the fact that he is saying different things to the media at the press conferences because they watch, and then when he's meeting with the team, he is saying different messaging, and that there is an annoyance there. DJ also put out a tweet acknowledging that no Texans player defended DeMeco Ryans about Steven Nelson and those comments that he would make, or Desmond King. He deleted that tweet, but it has to be acknowledged that he did put it out there and then had this reporting. So, Brian, what do you make of the drama around the Houston Texans?
It's a level of dysfunction I was not expecting from a DeMeco Ryans-led team. Like, if there was one thing besides great defensive play calling, which even that wasn't questioned this last week, that I thought you could hang your hat on among, if everything else fails, well, they're at least going to be a disciplined football team who's mature and it is not showing any dysfunction. And that's kind of been the opposite this season. Whether it was this thing with Derek Stingley, which I could see why the players would be annoyed if you come out and tell the media, yeah, we were going to press. You're basically saying, well, your players are dumb.
Yep.
They either they're dumb or they just didn't listen.
I mean, he's had longer answers this week, or I think it was in the post game on Monday night, where it was like, yeah, as a coach, I can only put them in the right spot.
Yeah.
They got to actually execute.
Yeah,
that is very pointed criticism of your players.
Yeah, especially as a former player, right? It's so weird coming from DeMeco because, I mean, how often has he gone to bat to defend the honor of Joe Mixon this season?
Yeah.
And yet he's calling out Derek Stingley, essentially, and the other corners saying they were supposed to press when clearly, I take Derek Stingley's side of this. I don't think Derek Stingley is just going rogue and deciding not to press the entire game if DeMeco is on the sidelines telling a press. Would we have seen a blown up between these two on the sidelines if DeMeco was saying, press him, and then Stingley's ignoring them the entire game? So I believe Stingley here. And then also from that game, it was the whole thing with Fairbairn and kicking out of bounds.
Yeah.
DeMeco went in the press conference after the game. He's like, well, we told him to kick it out of bounds. I don't believe you.
No.
I think Fairbairn's answer was what makes most sense. They probably told him, hey, try to kick it through the end zone or out of bounds. But if you tell him to kick it through the end zone as one of the options, there's a decent chance he's not going to get it through. Now, Fairbairn, he's got a great leg. He should be able to, but it's not a lock.
Yeah.
If to me, if you're DeMeco, if what you said is true, you're telling them don't even worry about – it doesn't matter if they get it at the 40. That doesn't matter to us. All that matters is the time, keeping that timeout, keeping the 2-minute warning. So just kick it straight to the sideline.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, again, in two situations in here, he's throwing two different groups of players under the bus when clearly the mistake was on him.
And then, is there any chance, you're throwing Matt Burke under the bus? Maybe you told your defensive coordinator,
Could be,
who you've handed off plays to, we want to press the whole game. And then if he's not calling the plays in which Derek Stingley Jr. should be pressing, well, then why did you give this guy play calling? And I think he would have addressed that more directly by taking play calling back, which, again, leads to he's blaming the players. And it's very strange. I think the Joe Mixon point's a great one of, why are you saying this? Now your players are getting frustrated. And it's like, but you're defending Joe Mixon because you're mad at Aaron Wilson for being wrong about the C.J. Gardner-Johnson reporting. Like, there seems to be, like, I don't know, like, it's all of a sudden, you're right, they're dysfunctional. And, like, I'm shocked.
Yeah, or at the very least, like, they are doing what dysfunctional teams do.
Yes.
Like, they are exhibiting all the characteristics of, like, now there is, like, not a united front, it seems like, when talking to the media. Like you said, like, there's this it's almost like a, like, favoritism happening where it's like, hey, if a guy's injured, like, we're not going to talk about just to do what's best for our guy, we're not going to talk about the injuries. But if, you know, someone messes up, first thing I'm going to do is tell you how he messed up. But how dare you ask about why C.J. Stroud isn't throwing in the summer? How dare you ask if Joe Mixon's ever going to practice with the team? Do you really care about these players, or are you just trying to get clicks? And it's like, what?
If you really care about the players, why are you calling out Stingley and Fairbairn when your ass was the one that made the mistake?
Don't back over the butt.
That's such a good point, Sean.
Yeah, it's
like the whole talk around Joe Mixon. Like, oh, we got to have the best interests of players, and I'm a former player. I know what it was like.
Yeah,
I know. And especially since like big part of his pushback was, I don't want the misinformation out there, and you're spreading misinformation about Stingley and Fairbairn.
Yes, because you're either throwing your. I do want to say this. You're either throwing your players under the bus, or you're just lying every time you open your mouth to the media.
Right.
Which is like, I guess. Better?
I
guess
think that's the lesser of the two evils.
But it's still like the players then have a right to do it, because what they're hearing is like, okay, like you're lying to the media, and then you're yelling at us, or you're telling us what, like something opposite. Like, the messaging has to be clear to me from start to finish. Like, that's why like people who have I've been more critical than others of D'Amico's coach speak before. And it's like, well, what is it supposed to say? Well, tell the truth, because my thought process the whole time was like, he better not be saying this stuff behind closed doors, where he's essentially just giving everyone a free pass. And then now it seems like, well, he's not. He's giving a free pass to the media, but then he's being critical behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then now it's kind of flipped, where he's like, he's blaming the players and then being critical more behind the scenes.
I was going to say, even if you were to lie, you would not lie in the way that would publicly call out probably the best player on your team.
Yeah. And like and so now with DJ's reporting that players are starting to get annoyed by this, I'm like, this Texans season feels like it could really
on the rails.
Unravel.
Like a loss to San Francisco, especially if you follow up with a loss against Denver. I mean, both are good. I feel like highly likely. I mean, the season's over at 2-6 at that point. I think you're gonna definitely see it unravel. And, and to me, you kind of group it all together with the way that Nick Caserio has talked to the media, talked to the fans, the condescending tone about if we're not worried about it, you shouldn't be worried about it. I don't know what windows are. I don't know what drafting for need is. And you package that all together, it starts to make them, I mean, it's my favorite team, but it starts to make them a very unlikable group. It's like I
think you add in the Nick Caley stuff this week about
too.
going back and forth with DJ about the use of Nico Collins and him getting like feisty with it, and it's like, dude, like you guys are becoming unlikable very quickly again. And now I think we've also getting back to the point where it's like, maybe Tommy Boy up top never should have lost that nickname, and everyone should not be like over the clear bias of throw the H's up. Like, I'm trying to make myself look better with certain fan bases.
Can I get a burger?
Like, dude, like
from Burger Chain, yes.
It just feels like they're. It feels like
well, that's the problem.
It feels lipstick
Joe.
on a pig. That's how I feel. I feel like the last 2 years all of a sudden are just lipstick on a pig, and like we just should have realized like things are not what they seem, because now they seem like a joke again to me. I'm sorry.
Not to fearmonger like someone from Pro Football
Talk.
Yeah, Pro Football Talk, but that's kind of like the long-term concern. If D'Amico and Caserio don't turn this around, you're trusting who to make the decisions about how this gets righted in the future? I mean, Hannah. But, you still got Tommy Boy at the helm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is like
What, is he going to step in? Is Tommy Boy going to step in and tell D'Amico and Caserio how to turn this thing around?
Yeah, it is. You guys did bring up something I didn't even think about. It is like the level of arrogance that these guys seem to have.
Oh, especially Caserio.
And it's like, I guess they have been successful. Like, they've won 2 divisions in the last 2 years. But there is like
Bill
a level.
O'Brien did that.
Even right? And I mean, talk about someone who's like, I know better than you.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien.
yeah. Like, it is really setting up to be And by the way, where'd Nick Caserio come from? A lot like those Patriots assistants that come in and think that they are going to be smarter than you at, when it's Nick or Eric Mangini coming in to the Jets.
Matt Patricia with the Lions.
Matt Patricia with the Lions. I am smarter than you. I know what I am doing here. And every single one of those guys have been an explosive failure. Really, Bill O'Brien's been the most successful Patriots tree guy.
Yeah.
And even his arrogance and his handling of things rubbed people the wrong way and got him fired the first time he had a bad year.
All right, let's keep talking about this because it feels like this season could really, again, unravel in a way that is not what any of us were expecting this season. I think none of us really thought they were going to be a legit Super Bowl contender or anything like that, but now I think we have other questions we have to discuss about how bad this thing is going to continue to go, especially if they lose their next 2 games. We'll do that next here on the Bullpen, broadcasting live from inside ESPN Bet at LaBerge in Lake Charles.
This is the Bullpen.
On ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Broadcasting live from the mobile Huntington Bank Studios, located at LaBerge Casino Resort Lake Charles. Here's Joe George, Brian McDonald, and Sean Mapes.
All right, we're back here live from LaBerge Casino in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Joe is not at the table, Sean, because he never even made it past like 10 feet before a guy that looks like Wayne Newton grabbed him and started talking to him and didn't allow him to go to the bathroom. So Joe's back. Having not gone to the bathroom.
It's tough. We're here in a roped-off section. So
are we on the air right now?
Yeah, we're on the air.
Yes, we are.
Well, Joe had to, unfortunately, talk to the unwashed masses.
Yeah.
He went beyond our VIP
tough.
ropes.
It is tough.
Yeah.
Well, I won't say where that guy works then.
The fans want to get
I saw
a
an
piece of
Astros
us.
logo on his shirt.
Yes.
Does he work for the Astros?
No.
Tell us off the air, I guess.
Yes.
I think I know.
So where do you think how is this thing heading towards like a new head coach?
Not next season. No, I think if there's a move to be made, I think the favorite, like if the LaBerge was here to put these odds on the board, I think the favorite is basically clean house among the assistant coaches. And the next step beyond that would be fire Caserio. The last one is D'Amico.
Yeah.
Not only because, of what he's done, the proven turning a team that won, 7 games in 2 years and then go 10 wins, divisions back to back. Not only because of that, but we can't also forget the aspect of this of the former
Yeah.
the former player, the former Pro Bowler, second-round pick, like a guy that meant so much to the organization. Like, I think however much rope you would give a normal coach in this situation, you're probably got to add a year on for D'Amico.
100%. Like I think Casario's going to end up being gone. Is my personal opinion.
If the season doesn't turn around, I would agree.
Like I think it's just.
Well, I think it's on the table. I don't want to say it's a lock, but
I think it ultimately really comes down to like their working relationship. Like if they're.
Do you get a sense that that's? I don't get a sense that part of this has gone bad.
No, but if I'm D'Amico and I want to make sure I have my job, I'm throwing Casario under the bus.
Or at least making, because I think Casario hired Kaylee. I think that's the common belief amongst most people, or at least the ones I've talked to.
D'Amico Ryan's just a big fan of the Patriot Way and John Carroll University.
Yeah, exactly.
That-
a guy he's never like
Oh,
come across.
wait. And that's Nick
No.
Casario also. Oh, that's
what
weird.
What a quinky.
I guess he really likes the Patriots and John Carroll U.
But I think the only way, I think Casario probably is favored to say. I don't think it's a massive favorite. But I think if he does, he's got to be completely hands-off on this coaching staff because there were so many names, even when D'Amico came in, that they kept from the previous regime.
Yep.
And we saw where, the offensive line and the offense in general was, disaster last year. And they kept Gerard Johnson, not to call out Gerard. They kept
everyone.
Cole Popovich. Like they
Promote him.
Yeah, promote him. So I think that's the next step. All of these people that kind of hung around for some weird reason, those people are cleaned out. D'Amico gets to start fresh with his own people.
Especially because they did something where, like, they fired Bobby Slowick. They bring an offensive coordinator, and he doesn't get to hire anybody.
Yeah,
like he didn't
doesn't.
hire anybody,
Yep.
any position coach. And you can go, well, it's because he's relatively inexperienced as a play caller, and he doesn't have that network of people. And I would raise my hand and say that's part of the issue is
Yep.
that you got a guy who is the first time doing this, learning on the job, doesn't have a huge network. And if I'm D'Amico Ryan's hiring another offensive coordinator, I'm making sure I get a guy who's called plays before, who's probably been either at the very least, a former OC, if not a former head coach, who's now back to being an OC. It doesn't have to literally be Mike McDaniel, but it could just be a guy with with a similar resume as Mike McDaniel. Obviously, McDaniel has the San Francisco connection, so that makes more sense.
D'Amico, yeah.
But I think that's what you could go with the O-line, you could go with a lot of things. But I really think the way that they handled the offensive coordinator position and the offensive staff underneath that as kind of the original sin for what's made the season not just disappointing, but off the rails bad.
Yeah, I think it just ultimately if I was the McNair family, the only way I would probably fire D'Amico this year is I would walk into a room and I'd ask him one simple question.
Were you in on the Chauncey Billups situation?
Are you firing Nick Caley?
Oh.
And if the answer is no, I'd say, well, you're all gone, dude.
There's no way in the world D'Amico would stand on business for Nick Caley when I think we all know he didn't hire Nick Caley.
I agree with everything you just said. But if there's if he's I want to keep Nick Caley, be you're all gone.
I mean,
dude.
hell, he fired one of his good friends, Bobby Slowick, after 2 seasons. 2 seasons where they won division titles.
I was going to say after a technically
D'Amico's
not unsuccessful season.
Yeah.
D'Amico's now calling out one of the best cornerbacks in the league. D'Amico might be more cutthroat than we give him credit for.
I know.
Well, especially because we never seen him, under pressure in any way, any job pressure whatsoever. This is the first rough patch for the Texans in the D'Amico Ryans era, really. There hasn't been. It's all been kind of a gravy train. I mean, they started 0-2, but no one expected that team to be good, and they turned it around and made the divisional round, and had technically tied for the best season of Texans history. And that's so far all the adversity is. A disappointing divisional round appearance last season, and this is the first time where we're looking at it as this team's probably not going to make the playoffs. And I think the way that someone behaves in this situation is more telling than how they're behaving when things are going well.
The only I think Mike McDaniel though is the runaway favorite. I just don't know.
It feels like it. The connection with him and D'Amico is undeniable.
Because you're not going to get a great OC, because they're going to be taking head coaching jobs.
The top level, yes.
You're not getting Joe Brady's not leaving Buffalo OC to be Texas.
No, that'd be a lateral. Actually, that'd be a downgrade.
Yeah, you need the guy. You need the the Steve Spagnuolo of the Chiefs defense. You
Yep.
need the offensive
Yes.
version of that. You need like
Absolutely.
a Anthony Lynn, a guy who is like longtime offensive coach in the league, former head coach, not going to be getting another head coaching opportunity in a while. Like, you need that kind of guy. And it's funny, there's much more defensive coordinators that fit that bill. Like, those are easier examples to draw. Dennis Allen in Chicago, Matt Eberflus in Dallas.
Your
like
boy.
those guys, and they have a terrible defense. I'm not saying that's a good hire, but it is that kind of resume. Wade Phillips when Sean McVay was the head coach of the Rams his first year. Like, that is the kind of person that DeMeco Ryans honestly needed to hire this offseason.
Yeah, I think it's my list right now would be Mike McDaniel. Obviously, be keeping an eye on Kevin Stefanski's job status in Cleveland. Same with Brian Daboll.
Yeah,
I would be looking at in New York.
Yep.
And then I don't think you can like totally rule out like a veteran that's not employed right now. I would not like McCarthy, but like Mike McCarthy, Doug Peterson would be names I think to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
I would prefer that over the next Nick Cayley.
Yes.
I'm not even saying that in result. It's just as another 30-something that's never called plays before.
Like
this young, 30-something.
Yeah, like
used to get coffee for Sean McVay. I was
mean, like,
vindicated by saying that.
Dude, the one I would like be worried about, honestly, like would be like this Declan Doyle kid that the Bears have hired, who's like 26 years old,
Hard
and he's
pass.
an offensive
No
coordinator.
thanks.
Like,
No
it's like he
thanks.
ain't doing anything in Chicago.
If
Like,
you're not old enough to run for president, I don't want you to be
Yeah.
an
If you're in
offensive
school
coordinator.
during COVID, I don't want you
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
calling plays.
The other type, besides kind of like the guy that's run out of options, like the offensive Steve Spagnuolo, what if there's and I don't know if there's a name out here that fits this bill, but remember what happened with Eric Bieniemy in KC? Now, obviously, he flamed
Eric
out.
Bieniemy's available.
Yes.
Well, you're right. And it obviously flamed out for him. It didn't turn out to be a great hire for where he went next. But he left KC and went to Washington because I think everyone's perception was like, well, it's just Andy Reid. And he wanted to go prove that he could turn around a team with a lesser system, lesser quarterback. I wonder if there's a guy out there that's in a good offensive system.
The OC for the Chiefs this year, Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy. Well, I wouldn't want him as my head coach.
But he's not calling plays there, so like you could.
But that is a type of name that he
Yeah.
might, even though it might be seen as a lateral move because you're going OC to OC, for him,
Yeah.
you go from Andy Reid getting all the credit to possibly being the guy that turned the Texans and C.J. Stroud around. That would be a better resume builder than just staying with Andy Reid.
I don't think we could rule out Eric Bieniemy as an option.
I think the
Like-
time has come and gone there.
Like,
Well, Deshaun Watson might come back.
yeah.
That's why he
Gross.
requested a trade. Is that they didn't interview him.
713-780.
They didn't interview him.
3776.
Would you? Oh, okay. Who's the better Texans quarterback? Texans quarterback.
Deshaun Watson or C.J. Stroud?
713-780-3776.
Deshaun Watson.
ESPN poll
Deshaun
question
Watson was
right
a better
now.
quarterback.
Do it on Monday.
Was a better
Especially
quarterback.
After they next time they lose, that'll be the ESPN 97.5
I almost
poll
like.
question.
I think this is how you should frame it. Is like when they lose on Sunday, and if it's C.J. Stroud's fault. But would you rather have and do like the peak years of Deshaun?
player A, player B.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you just going to post stats?
Yes.
You're just gonna post stats?
I think a player
And then it's
A-
a runaway for Watson.
And then the follow-up tweet would just be a headshot of Deshaun Watson.
Yes. All right. Sean Mapes, Brian McDonald, Joe George. We're broadcasting live from inside ESPN Bet at LaBerge in Lake Charles. We'll take a break here when we get back. Pedro Muniv from LaBerge will join us here on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
It's the Bullpen.
On ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Now back to Joe George, Brian McDonald, and Sean Mapes, broadcasting live from inside the mobile Huntington Bank Studios, located at LaBerge Casino Resort, Lake Charles.
All right, back here on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5, Joe George and Brian McDonald here with you for this segment. We're joined by my man, Pedro Muniv, multi-outlet general manager here at LaBerge. How you doing, man? How's everything going?
Man, I'm good. Good to be back on. Good to see you guys again.
Yeah,
man.
good to
It's
see you
been real
too.
Good.
So lots of changes. It
Oh, yeah.
seems like. I mean, the sports book looks very different now.
Yes, sir.
The patio's open.
Right.
So what's this process been like as you guys have gone through changes? And I guess in the last 8 months since we've been here last.
Yeah, it's a lot different since the last time y'all been around. It's been fun. I'll tell you that. Just trying to think of creative ways to keep being the spot to go to for all things sports. And so you mentioned the patio. That was one of the big deals, getting a more open space to kind of give people areas to lounge. But we're real excited about our man caves, man. So we've got some areas out up front now where you can kind of just have your own personal service. Got the arcade games and
I saw NBA Jam in there.
Yeah, had the NBA Jam.
One of the Pac-Man games too, as well. I think.
And the Blitz. Don't forget about
Okay,
Blitz
good.
now.
Blitz, yeah.
Tried to grab the classics for him, man.
Yeah, you got to. I
all
was
the
like-
time.
Okay, I got to ask because I have a very particular team I like to use. Who's your team in NBA Jam?
No matter what game I'm playing, it's everything Houston. I'm rocking with Hakeem, man. Come on.
Okay, because I think
Yeah.
the team back in the day on NBA Jam was it Akeem and Kenny Smith?
Hakeem and Kenny.
That's
Come
right.
on. Yeah.
I was always a Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullen Warrior
Oh,
guy.
yeah, all threes
Chris,
making it
yeah,
rain.
Chris Mullen can hit those threes in NBA Jam.
What's been your what did you guys have to do like a big debate between if Golden Tee was going to make it in there?
You know, we talked about Golden Tee, and I started looking at the space, and I said the three that got to go.
They're a little bigger.
They are bigger.
Yeah. Yes.
So, those arcades kind of more compact, but we were going to put three no matter what. And I couldn't get past Jam and Blitz
No,
number one.
you made the right call.
Always,
You made
yeah.
the right call.
And
What's the turnout been like for like people wanting to book
Turnout's
them
been
and
really
things
good.
Like that?
We'd like to see some more people come see us during the week, during the midweek
Sure.
for it. But the weekends they've been filling up every week, and so great experience. Got some cool packages that go along with it, and again, just a free space to just hang out. You can have it for increments of 3 hours, or you can hang out the entire day. And so, just depends on what you got going on and how many teams you're trying to watch today.
How do people book it?
So you go. There's a QR code now when you're inside the restaurant, but you can check us out on llakecharles.com. Go to the sportsbook, ESPN bet page, and then you'll be able to see information there. It'll direct you to my email currently, and so I'll just take on those emails, and whoever's interested in booking, I'll reach out back to them.
So one of the things I first noticed walking in since you guys made these changes is what you did with the betting window versus having the kiosk more out in the open. Now that was to make it all ages outside of that fenced-off area. What has that done for the book, having more families in here for the sports viewing experience?
Very, very good for everybody. I think us and the guests included. I know this summer when we opened up kind of the gates on the patios, and the pool was really kind of in the summer run, and so you kind of have that open space to allow people to go in and out. But you see a lot more like when the baseball tournaments and stuff like that. Now the parents can bring
That's cool.
the kids with them and have a good turnout. So it's been really good for everybody, I think.
So are people going like from the pool to the sports book?
Oh yeah.
Like directly in?
You get a little bit heated during that lazy river run, and now it just opens right up out of the lazy river.
Or you get a little bit heated from taking a loss, and you go
telling
cool
you.
down in the pool.
That's where I'm at in the sports world, man. My Rockets are 0-2. No
That was tough.
Astros.
That was a rough one last
it.
night.
Man,
Yeah,
how about
that
the
was a
1
rough
point
one.
on opening night?
Yeah. They missed a couple of key free throws down the stretch that sure made a big
Like
difference.
the shirt, Matt.
They say ball doesn't lie. My man called timeout. We lose by a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't be mad because he definitely called
He
timeout.
definitely called
Now,
timeout.
He definitely did.
I complimented you on the jersey when you came over. You're rocking the old school,
Earl
Campbell,
Campbell, yeah.
Longhorns jersey. I mean, the Longhorns play coming up here at 3:15.
Mississippi State.
Yeah, I mean, what are you thought? I mean, there's the Sark rumors about going to the NFL. Arch Manning's
They've been
obviously
leaking that out, huh?
This morning.
Obviously, Arch Manning's been very up and down. What are your thoughts on their season so far?
Man, I was reading a stat a little bit ago. I think it said they're the first team since USC to start the season #1 and then fall completely out of the rankings. So
They definitely did that part, yeah.
I still wear it proud, but they've been a little up and down, man. You'd like to see a little bit more consistency out of them, but
Yeah.
it brings the crowd. So as long as they're playing, they're in here, we're having a good time.
So what's your now? What do you think this place is gonna be like on Black Friday this year?
Oh, man.
Because it's going to be – because you got multiple games, not just UT
Oh, yeah.
A&M.
Right.
I mean, there's the Bears play that morning.
That's right.
Which I hate that I have to watch a game on Black Friday. Like, I don't want to do it. I just want to watch college football.
Right.
Like, I don't like that the NFL is, like, moving into the Black Friday territory. But, like, what do you think this place is going to be like on Black Friday now?
It's hopefully going to be a madhouse,
Yeah.
man. I think, you look around and you say summer business with the rest of the property, and you start to see kind of summer slow down a little bit, and that's really when we kick into full gear with football season. So we're hoping it is what it is every weekend, another packed house, man.
You ready for all the A&M fans tonight?
Already a lot of them here.
They're going to give me some stuff for saying it live, but I hope A&M takes it to LSU. Man.
You're not the first person we've heard say that.
They're with you.
You guys are from where I'm from, so when I wear this, y'all appreciate it.
Yeah.
They do not. They want the LSU jersey on me, and I just can't
Well,
do
I
it.
think the LSU fans, they may not all say it out loud, but a loss today that gets Brian Kelly gone might be in their best plans for the future.
I didn't look. Are they at home or are they on the
They're
road?
at home.
Oh, they got a better chance then. It's the road.
And it's at night. At night in Death Valley is a different experience.
It's a different story, yeah. But I think we're going to run with A&M tonight. I think they got enough to get it done tonight. So.
Yeah.
Any other big promotions going on coming up over the rest of the year that you guys are looking forward to?
We've got some different concerts coming up throughout the rest of the calendar. I know we've got a Wheel of Fortune event coming up the first weekend of November. So all those deals are also sold out on the you can get to the website, same website to look up information there. But outside of that, sports, man. We're getting ready for, obviously the World Series is going on and getting into the middle of the football season. So we're just looking forward to finishing that strong and getting to the playoffs and all that good stuff. So
Did you guys do the fantasy stuff again this year?
we did.
Yeah.
Good turnout.
Good
turnout. A lot of groups came in this year, a little bit more than last year.
Good.
And so I think as we keep building that and keep making the changes we're making inside the outlet to be the place to be to come to see all the sports. That's
I guess
our goal.
before we let you go, you want to remind people like what it was like for fantasy and what you guys will potentially be doing next year.
Yeah,
as well,
so we like to do a lot of immersive packages. You can either just flat out come into the sports book and have your draft party here, or you can do like immersive packages that include like the cabanas at the pool, or we've now got our private dining room over in Ember that we tried to put something special together there. So just whatever you want to do around the property, we can kind of fit it all in, golf and all that good stuff.
So you guys have changed chefs since the last time we were here. What anything you want to highlight, new and exciting?
Man, Chef Leonel, great guy. You guys are going to meet him tomorrow, I believe. He's been in now, I want to say about a good month and a half now. Fitting in really well, great guy. He's got some good ideas coming up. We've got a new menu he's working on, and so more things to come from Chef.
Is that new menu going to still have the Death Burger on it?
It's got to have the Death Burger.
All right. I've eaten
Just
it
for you
twice.
guys.
I paid for it both times.
You did.
So, yeah.
I mean, how many people are ordering that thing?
More
Besides
than
me and one other person, probably.
it's
No,
more
I'm
frequent than you think. Man.
Really?
Oh yeah, they
Brave
like
souls
it.
out there?
They are brave because you did it twice. I've had it once. That's all it took for me.
I won't do it.
I did it once for the bit of the show, and then the second time I think I got peer pressured by these two.
I think so, too,
Yeah. They will not peer pressure me
But
again.
we took it easy on it. We made them sliders last time instead of the big burger.
The heat was the same.
It's
Matt.
still gonna
The
be
heat
there,
was the
right,
same,
right.
baby.
Still
He
very
was the
high.
same.
All right, man. Well, it was good to see you. Thank you
Always.
for joining us. We appreciate it a lot.
Thank you guys.
All right, it is the Bullpen broadcasting live here on ESPN from ESPN Bet
care,
on the
man.
Burge in Lake Charles.
Thank y'all.
Welcome in, Houston, to the best part of your weekend. Also, welcome in Lake Charles to the best part of your weekend. It is now time for Mount Rushmore Plus One. I got one guy to look at me. It is the award-winning, groundbreaking segment that has forever changed the landscape of sports radio. And we'll get Sean, John, Cam, Andrew Carlson, Joe, and myself all in the Texas Radio Hall of Fame. And R.J. Saunders as well.
I miss R.J.
Yeah, I do too. But it'll get us in this Texas Radio Hall of Fame in far less than the 27 years it took those bums, John and Lance, to get there.
Josh Chavance, too.
Josh Chavance, too, yes. Pour one out for Josh Chavance, no longer a part of the station. But, gentlemen, and Joe, as a...
Oh, no.
You can't go first?
No, I'm not going first.
You're not? All right.
I'm still grinding. I got a spot left.
Okay.
I'm still figuring it out.
You know what?
He's still chiseling.
You're still chiseling away?
I'm still chiseling away.
All right,
Fun fact about Mount Rushmore, it was actually supposed to be this is 100% serious.
You're about to tell us a true actual fact.
Yes, about Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
It was supposed to be the entire bodies of the presidents.
And they just
the guy just died before he could finish. And so it's just
way to bring the segment down.
Someone else couldn't finish the job?
And that guy was friends with Teddy Roosevelt. That's why Teddy Roosevelt's on there.
Of course. That part I did know about.
He was the kind of the weakest link if you're
Oh,
lining him up.
Shout out to Teddy, but yeah, you're the weakest
One
link
guy's
with that
number
one.
one. The other guy freed the slaves.
The other guy helped write the Declaration of Independence. And then Teddy.
And then Teddy Roosevelt's on the Mount Rushmore 5 years after he was president.
Yeah. Teddy, he gripped it a little bit.
He's up there. But
all right, so I'll go ahead and lead off then, since
Okay.
Joe. I don't know. I'm not saying
Yes.
hard.
And
I'm not saying hard P here, but
Jeez.
but I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it, Joe.
Turn your mic
I'm
off.
not saying it.
Potty
All right.
mouth.
So my Mount Rushmore Plus One is of people I would not cheat in a poker game. We know Chauncey Billups apparently is
Yes.
the people he's involved with cheated some people. These are people I'd be afraid to cheat in a poker game. First one, Mike from Breaking Bad. Mike
Ehrmantraut?
Mike Ehrmantraut.
Who you quoted earlier in the show?
Yes.
By saying no half measures?
No half measures, that's right. I would not want to cheat. I saw what he did on the behalf of Gus, basically blindly. He didn't even ask questions.
No.
I would not want to mess with Mike Ehrmantraut, even if he is 80-something years old at this point. I also would not want to cheat Rampage Jackson's son.
Oh.
Raja Jackson, we saw what he did in a sport that's supposed to be fake, and he put the guy in the hospital.
It's real to me, damn it.
It was real to that guy as well as he woke up from his coma. So I would not want to mess with Raja Jackson. Next to my Mount Rushmore Plus One of people I would not want to cheat in a poker game, Jason Statham from The Beekeeper. He protects the hive. He protects the hive, and he
the
kills
most vulnerable among us.
The most vulnerable among us, those being cheated at a poker game. I've seen he blew up an entire call center. I'm not gonna. He set it on fire.
I do stand by that.
I do too, but I don't want to be on the other end of that. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't want to be working the call center.
And this next guy, I don't want to have him look at me, say, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. I'm not messing. Now, John Wick, R.I.P., spoiler alert, he died in the fourth movie. But if John Wick were still with us, I would not want to cheat him in a poker game.
No.
And then my last one, because we have video proof of what he does to people in a poker room, I'm not cheating A.J. Peterson in a poker game.
God, no.
I forgot about that.
I saw the video evidence. He is willing to throw hands in a poker room.
I'm not even looking at him.
I'm not looking at him. I'm not talking to him. I'm probably getting up when he arrives, just you know what? I'm sitting out the rest of this.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, if you walk in, you see him sitting at that table.
I'm sitting somewhere else.
I don't think I'm playing it.
No. Even if I have to go play at a table with a game I've never played, some 2-4 Raz or whatever, whatever nonsense or
all right, time for me to learn Baccarat.
Yeah, exactly. I will pass and I will go to another table.
Every time
women
I walk
on your
to the
list,
casino.
B-Mac?
What was that, John?
No women on your list? You're not scared of any women?
Oh,
wow. Sexist.
Oh, come on.
Sexist.
Come on.
Rhonda?
I would not cheat Rhonda. I would not cheat Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany. I don't know. I'm just throwing out powerful women. I don't know. Johnny apparently wants me to list a bunch of women.
Now, Rhonda did get knocked out and kind of fall apart after that point, so you might be okay.
Yeah, I might be all right.
I don't think Brian quite has the hands of Holly Holm. I will say that.
All right, since Johnny chimed in, why don't you go next, Johnny?
Oh, throwing me out there, huh? All right. My Mount Rushmore Plus One is is inspired by Joe Flacco. I don't know if y'all seen this, saying that he would go, to the restaurant and eat by himself.
I co-sign it. It.
Right? And I seen Jamar Chase say, no way. So this has been a topic. So I did my Mount Rushmore +1 of other things that I either don't mind or prefer to do alone.
Okay. I like it.
Okay.
Number one is from my days working at Comcast. I used to go and install, cable and stuff. When there was hours in between jobs sometimes, and I would go by myself to whatever pool hall was closest, pay like $5 an hour, play pool for a couple hours, get a drink and food by yourself, chilling. It's the best. Breaks or playing pool during my breaks by myself.
That sounds great. That
Pool
sounds
hall
great.
Johnny. All right.
Are you a hustler?
I wish. I got good,
Okay.
but never that good.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wish.
Just wondering.
I would, by the way, hustle people if I was that good. Money's great. Anyways, second or number 4 on my list is day driving or traveling, like taking a road trip. I want to do that on my own. I want to be by myself here. I want to be able to control the radio.
Just you on the road.
Yeah.
You
Everything.
got to get yourself some windshield time.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
and I don't want a backseat driver telling me how I'm
Yep.
driving.
Turn the page. Yep.
Turn the page. Number 3 is an indictment of me, but it's because I'm fat. Working out. I want to do that on my own, by myself, without people watching. So
I'll co-sign this. I'll
Yeah.
co-sign this.
You don't
An
want
empty gym.
Yeah,
No.
you don't want any wondering eyes judging you.
No,
right?
the apartment I live at now has like a full weight room in there, and so now I can just walk downstairs and work
Yeah,
out
you
at like
scout it
11
out, though?
at like 11 p.m. and
Oh, okay.
I'm just alone.
yes, it's
It
the
is
best.
It's much better than a crowded gym. I will
Yes.
say that.
Yeah. Number 2 on my list is my lunch break at work. I do not want to sit in the break room with my coworkers. I'm going to sit in my car.
Wow.
and
He doesn't want
by
to eat with
myself.
us, guys.
I like
Wow.
my coworkers, but that is time to disconnect and be by myself.
What I heard there is Johnny doesn't want to have a
I know.
have an off the clock conversation
He doesn't want to have lunch
or
with
hang
us.
with us. Yeah. All right.
Well,
you
Damn,
know.
Johnny.
To be fair, I wasn't really talking about you guys, but
we know. We know.
All right. You got one more?
yep. Last one is watching a big important sports game. I want to do that by myself because I hate getting into a game.
Is this a Super Bowl party?
Not a
take?
Super Bowl,
Because
unless
I
my
agree
team's
with
in
the
it.
Super Bowl party.
No.
I don't want to watch that in a big crowd.
If my team's in the Super Bowl, I'm watching it by myself. Because if somebody starts talking and yapping and all that and driving me
Co-sign.
crazy,
Yes.
I'm out.
Yeah, I don't watch any like big Texas games. I don't like doing that in the public. The Ohio State
Damn.
game, privacy of my own home.
And now we're here for the Mississippi State game.
Yep,
Sorry, Sean.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
well.
The biggest game of the season.
All right, Joe.
All right, I haven't done this one yet, but I tried something new on my way here for the first time from Buc-ee's. So
I also stopped at Buc-ee's
So-
today.
so did
well,
Sean.
you
I
did it
also stopped
yesterday.
at
But
Buc-ee's.
So I'm ready for my
nice little brisket and egg taco. Hit
I
the
was
spot.
I feel like it's time for my Mount Rushmore +1 of Buc-ee's items
Okay.
for the drive to LaBerge.
I wonder how many of these I had literally a few
Okay.
hours ago today.
So the first one, the thing you just mentioned, Brian.
The brisket and egg taco?
The brisket
So
and egg
good.
taco.
So
It
good.
belongs on the list.
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
great.
good. It's good whenever you want it. Number 2 on my list. Now I feel like sometimes I want more out of this, so it's like this was the one I was debating between. I just like the chicken taco. Like it's really simple.
I don't know if I've had that one.
But it's really just like chicken and like green pepper. Like there's really not a lot on it. Like it's a very like simple item, but it's good for the road. So that's what I like
Easy
about
to
it.
eat,
yeah.
It's
yeah.
easy to eat because
Right.
like some of these are gonna be a little messy.
Yeah, like
Some
the
of them
chop-
are two-handers.
I love
Yeah.
their chopped beef. That's a little messy to eat on the road.
It's not good
Yeah.
for the road.
Yeah.
Like it's good when you're in the passenger, but like
Yeah.
if you're pulling a Belmer here or me
Yeah.
or you, and we're driving by ourselves, that one's tougher to eat on the road.
a little bit.
I can't ignore the beef jerky. Like I
I like that you said it like you're
Yes.
a draft analyst. Like,
Yes.
and we can't forget about
can't forget the beef jerky.
you're
Okay, the
Mel
beef,
Kiper talking about Shadur Sanders.
beef jerky's good. No, that's something else that would like. That one didn't make my list.
I don't know what the Buc-ee's item that goes in the 5th round is, but it's not the beef jerky.
For me, it's the beaver nugget that goes in the 5th round.
Yeah.
It's not on the. It's not on the.
that's controversial.
Yeah,
Overrated.
exactly. It's not on the Mount Rushmore. So
Wow.
it's that's a faller.
You guys
okay?
are haters. You're setting up Beaver Nuggets to fail.
I forgot the name
What
of
a sentence.
it. The Texas burrito.
The Tex-Mex Philly cheesesteak
Yes,
burrito.
yes. It's very good. Now, this one was also debatable to be on the Mount Rushmore +1.
Because of the ease of eat?
It's ease of eat, but it's
messy.
also there's a lot of sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that plays into ease of eat.
and that's why I didn't get it yesterday because I was wearing white. So
Good call.
that
Good call.
one's a buy outfit.
That's a pro move.
Like you
Yeah.
have to like.
Why do you think I wore black?
Yes.
Self-scouting.
I was looking at the two options from this one and then what will be my next one. I was like, I'm wearing white today. I don't want to check in with like some like orange sauce on my white shirt.
Yeah.
And then I've never had this one before. So now it made my list. It rounded out my Mount Rushmore plus 5 was the brisket burrito.
Yep.
Oh,
Brisket,
nice.
potato, beans.
Had that one yesterday.
Yeah, had never had it before. I was like, this might be the number one entry now. It's
Yeah,
bigger,
it's very good.
but it's not messy like the chopped sandwich or anything like that. So
They have a good turkey melt as well. Oh, there's receiving votes.
Any
Yes, they
admissions
do.
there?
Yeah, the turkey melt's good. John Belmer co-sign,
Yep.
which means the world to me.
I would throw in something from the wall of chocolate-covered nuts.
Yes, I like to play.
I've got a bag of the dark chocolate cashews that I brought with me.
I like to play some jazz with the candy wall of like
Yeah.
what's speaking to me in the moment.
Yes.
It's really about the candy you don't pick in that, much like jazz. And so yeah, I think those would be the other ones. Also, one thing I never go to Buc-ee's without doing: use the restroom.
Yes.
Use the restroom
Yes.
has to be on this
Of course.
list.
the other one too is the pecans. I like them.
Yeah, I like the pecans.
Oh,
It's
the
like-
roasted or glazed pecans
Yeah,
or whatever.
they're-
Yeah.
I'd
They're
also throw a
delicious.
kolache in there every now and then.
I've
Their
never done a
kolaches are pretty
kolache
good. Yeah,
from
their kolaches are
Buc-ee's.
pretty good.
That
All
might
right,
be a stop on the way home.
main event Mapes. Main event
Yes,
this bad boy.
I am scrolling down the list. The 3 years of running
Yep.
notes
I always
I
keep
have.
my top one at the top and then copy and paste it at the bottom. Pro tip.
Okay. Today, my Mount Rushmore plus 1 is a conversation Joe and I had, and I stopped in the middle of it and said, you know what? This is a good Mount Rushmore plus 1 topic. Mount Rushmore plus 1 of the most aesthetically pleasing jersey numbers for a quarterback.
So this is a reference to Bear from BYU.
He wouldn't make the list wearing number
yes.
47.
We're discussing that Will Anderson's 51 does not look good on him.
Yes,
Oh,
and
okay.
we got into aesthetic, and I just wanted to list label it by position. You know, I don't want to say all 20s are bad. 20 is bad on a quarterback. You know
Yes.
that situation. So
or a defensive end.
this is my Mount Rushmore plus 1 of aesthetically pleasing quarterback jersey numbers because they're the leader of the team. It matters the most if I can look at the back of their jersey and say, I believe in the number this young man chose. Number 1, 7.
Great
Number
call.
7
Great
is
call.
a good.
Elway.
Yes. It's
Always my number one choice in Road to Glory. 7.
in career mode,
Yeah.
yes. 7 is a very good one. This one you can't really argue with the success. I don't know if it's – I mean, visually it's good, and then you add in the fact that a lot of great players have worn the number 12. And if you're a quarterback,
Rodgers, yeah.
yes, Brady, some would say.
I believe Terry Bradshaw wore
Yes,
12.
Joe Namath as well. That 12 is like, okay, this kid has a good head on his shoulders.
Yes,
He's wearing
yes.
number 12. He knows
knows ball.
He
He
knows,
knows
the
ball.
greats. Yes. This one's less about knowing the greats and more it is just aesthetically pleasing to me when I would see the big old number 5 on the back of a jersey.
I like that.
I like a 5.
Donovan McNabb.
I can't see. I always see Reggie Bush when I think of 5. That's
yeah.
a little harder for me.
5 would also make the running back list.
Yes,
I will
okay.
say that. Next up, the number 8. Number 8 is a solid one.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
Schaub,
no.
David Carr, it's a little rough here in the city of Houston.
no. You got to look
Sexy,
past
Rexy.
that, though.
I don't know,
You
man.
got to look past that.
Troy Aikman wore 8.
Troy Aikman. Hey, how about Troy Aikman? How about Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
Lawsuits.
I know. All right.
And-
if there's a specific number that's not number 1, I'm going to be disappointed. in you.
Yes, this is the head of the table here.
Should I put it up?
I am
Should I put it up?
acknowledging
Okay.
number 10 is the most aesthetically pleasing
I-
quarterback
get outta
number.
here.
I'm with you.
You
Number
left
10.
off number 1?
No, number 1 sucks. You're
Oh,
the quarterback.
come on.
Nope, that's
No.
a diva move.
No.
Diva move.
No,
number 1's a
1,
diva
baby.
move.
Warren Moon.
Yeah,
Cam Newton.
Doesn't jump on the football in the Super Bowl. If he wore number
One
10,
MVP.
If he wore number 10, he's jumping on that ball. I need a foxhole guy. That's someone who's wearing number 1. Look at me.
You
I'm
know
number
what?
1.
Kyler Murray doesn't help my argument.
No, he does not.
There we go. Thank you.
I like
I chose
10.
Vince Young. I'm sorry.
All
That's
right.
a good point.
That's Sean Mapes, Brian McDonald here. We'll be back tomorrow from 10 to noon from ESPN Bet inside the Virgin Lake Charles. Shout out to John Belmer back in the studio for keeping us afloat today. We will be back tomorrow. Make sure it's a great place to come out, place your bets, watch all the games. We got the UFC fights going on right now as well. You can get your 20-leg parlays in. Might have to do one of those. All your ways.
We'll hold you to that.
I got a 3. I got a 3 in my card already.
We'll see. We'll see what I win today to see how big the parlay goes tomorrow. Okay? If I lose out, no parlays. If we're profitable, one big
and
parlay.
maybe not a stop at Buc-ee's on the way back, depending on how it goes.
All right, that will do it for us, broadcasting live from here from ESPN Bet. Thanks to Matt and Pedro for joining us as well today. Be back with you guys tomorrow from 10 to noon. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your game. Check out the A&M game tonight. Starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. Peace.